Good morning, students. So, in today's video, we will study the next topic of Introduction to Java. So, this is chapter 2. So, almost I have finished all the topics of this chapter. Only feature of Java remains. So, after that, we will do some exercise questions. After that, if there will be possible for today, then I will start a new chapter. Otherwise, we will start the chapter number 3 in the next video. So, what about the features of Java? The first heading is simple. So Java is very simple. Why it is very simple? Because basically if you compare with C and C++, then in C++ there was go to statement and pointers were used. In the C also there was pointer. So go to statements are that in like so suppose how your Java code runs like suppose you are at line 1 and the 4 line are written. So the Java interpreter, Java compiler move from line 1 to, that means it is in a sequence, it runs in a sequence, it goes from line 1 2 3 4 in this way. But if you written at line 2 go to statements and suppose you have written go to 4, so that means your line your compiler comes, your interpreter comes at line first and it goes to line second and it says that directly go to line 4. So it do not come to the line 3, directly jump to the line 4. So this is the complete working of go to keywords or go to statements. So pointers, like pointers works on the variables database. So data memory, that means it works on memory addresses. So basically it will also create a confusion, that means confusion to the compilers, and go to keywords also create the confusion to the compilers, that compilers know that we have to that he knows that he has to move from move in a sequencing or sequential order, but go to keywords are used to jump from one section to another section, that means one line to another line. So in this way we can say that this is creates the confusion. So these type of things are removed in Java. So any things which were confusing to compiler as well as users, they all removed in Java. So that's why we can say that Java is simple. Next one is Java is secure. So what are secure? Secure means the applications which are made in Java programming languages, that applications are basically virus free. So we can say that Java is secure. Next part is what are that means we can say that Java is object oriented. So what are object oriented? Object oriented means everything in Java is object. Everything is in Java in object. So the complete thing is around class and objects. Like you cannot write anything outside from the class. So if you want to write a variable, if you want to write the objects, if you want to write the methods, all the things will be written inside the class, and everything is object. So you can think about that key each and everything is related with the object. So we can say that Java is a object oriented programming languages. So one more things I explained in previous video, that if any programming languages follows 5 feature, then that programs will programming language will be pure object oriented. Like which 5 features I am talking? These are the 5 features: class objects, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. So these are the 5 features of OOPS, object oriented programming structure. If any programming languages follows these 5 features, then that programming languages will be pure object oriented. So we can also say that Java is a pure object oriented programming language because Java follows these 5 features. Okay, next come to the robust. The simple meaning of robust is strong. So Java is a very strong programming language. What does it mean? Basically Java has a program, has a software that is called GC means garbage collector. So the objects which are not that means which object, basically it looks to that object which are not used since from a long time. That means in a software, if any objects found from a long time that it is not is in use, so this garbage collector removes to that objects. So basically it manages the memory. So if the object will be removed, then which how much memory is occupied by that particular object, that all memories will be released. So you can see that garbage collector also works to manage the memory management. So it removes, it delete the that means unused, that means the object which are not using which are not is in use from a long time. So this is that's why we can say that Java is robust, strong, because it manages by itself. And one more thing, Java in the Java follows that means in Java there are exception handling. So what are exception handling? Basically, suppose if you have written 10-line codes, and on line third there are a problem occurs. So after line third, that means line 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so these lines will not be executed. So your program will be terminated at line 3 if your programs that means the program your programming language are not following the exception handling feature. So Java follows that means Java is having the feature of exception handling. So if a problem occurs on line 3, then it will skip line 3 and execute the next lines. So that's the another way we can say that Java is a, that means what Java that is robust means strong. So these are why these are called as a Java is robust. Next one is Java is multi-threading. Multi-threading means suppose I have a big task, and that task are divided into many parts. So for each and every part the Java allot the threads to each and every part. So if a big task is divided into many parts, and that many parts is having many allotted to many threads, so that threads are responsible to complete their task, that means their allotted task simultaneously. So you can think about the execution, that means execution time of that task will be less, that means it decreases its time to execute. So that's why we can say that it follows the multi-threading also. Multi-threading means allot multiple threads to many parts of a big task. That means a big task is divided into small parts, and that each and every part is allotted to threads. That means if a task is divided into 4 parts, then 4 threads are allotted to that 4 particular part, and they will responsible for completing their task. That means that threads are responsible for completing that task separately. So the big task will be completed in a very short time. Next one is Java is platform independent. What does it mean? Basically, platform independent means suppose you have compiled your Java code on Windows 10, and you have that after compilation you will get .class file, that means bytecode. So you just give that bytecode to the pen drive to your friends who is having Windows XP and that means Java. So he will not compile that .class file because it is compiled already. So he will directly run, and so then he will also get the results. That means he will also get the results. So we can say that it is compiled at one system, run at another system. If there is not creating any problem, that means we can say that Java is platform independent. So we can say that Java is platform independent because it is not dependent on the platform. That is, there is no foundation that if you compile the program on Windows operating system, then you must run it on Windows operating system. It is not dependent on like this. So Java is platform independent. It is clear. Next question is this thing: robust, secure, simple. These all features are, many features are, other features are there, but these are the main features which are written in your Java book. So some questions related to the multiple choice question. So the first question is Java application. So the fill in the blanks you must fill it. It is a platform independent. Next, JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. Next, JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. Next, stand-alone Java application. So stand-alone Java application do not need Java compiler and do not need Java compatible web browser. So I said to you, stand-alone application will not run on web browser. So why it's need to for the internet? So that's why it is written it's no need for Java compatible web browser. Next, Java uses compiler and interpreter for execution. That means you will fill compiler and interpreter. Next, a program that translate code written in high level programming language into machine code. That means high level language to machine code, who convert? Compiler. And assembly language to machine code, who convert? Assembler. So these are the two questions. Java is robust, secure, object oriented. So you will say all of these. Next question, Java can be used to write both stand alone as well as internet application. Both two types of application with the Java application can run on Unix, Windows, Macintosh platform. So each and every platform it can run. So these are the solutions of your question from your book. So your homework will be you will fill in the blanks in your book, and also you will fill true and false in your book. Next, the questions are given subjective questions. So you will go through with the subjective questions, and you will revise and read. If you face any problem, then you can contact me in the next video. In the next class you can ask, and I will give that solutions. So students, I am binding this class today. So in the next video we will study about the chapter 3. So thank you everyone for watching, and stay home, stay safe, defeat COVID-19, and be very serious with your study. This is the last instruction to you. Thank you.